They'll probably be playing that for you live. It's going to happen Wednesday, September 6th, out at Blossom. Go to livenation.com for all the details. About a week and a half away. I'll give you the last pair I have this week. Shinedown, Papa Roach, and Spirit Box out at Blossom. It's worth the trip. Call 10-216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
Just when you think radio couldn't get any better, it doesn't.
This is the Alan Cox Show
On 100.7 WMMS.
Yeah, I had an attitude.
Another trip to Vegas for you here in a few minutes. It's going to be the last one this week for you to join us next month. Well, not us. We won't be there. But you'll be there. You can tell us how the iHeartRadio Music Festival was. And we'll all ooh and ah appropriately. It's at the T-Mobile Arena on the 22nd and 23rd of next month. We'll give you $1,000 as part of the package. You are going to be in Vegas after all. So it's a grand, you and a pal at the venue, at the show, get you the hotel and the airfare and all of it. Foo Fighters, Lenny Kravitz, Fall Out Boy, Public Enemy, Sheryl Crow, 30 Seconds to Mars. And that's just a smattering. There's a couple of smats there. There's a lot of Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees in the lineup this year, which isn't usually the case. So I like that. So about 5 or 6 minutes, I'll have that next keyword for you. In under an hour, you'll notice, whether you check a watch or whether you look at the calendar on your phone, that the weekend will have gotten underway. And we can only get there with the Bill Squire Friday Get Down. And I imagine that he probably spent the better part of last night working on it.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Crafting it,
Yeah.
honing it,
Mm-hmm.
nailing it down to within a razor's edge of effectiveness. Starting any weekend is not something you can take lightly. But there it is. What's going on this weekend? What's happening tomorrow? Are we...
Captain Fun's
right.
Floating Fandango, the return to the seas for the Alan Cox Show.
The seas. Yeah.
Oh, the lakes.
There's a couple of seas, Cody and Cox. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah. If you are joining us tomorrow on the Lady Caroline, boarding is at 2, and we leave the dock at 2:30.
And
We don't wait.
Check-in's at 1:45, so you can
Yeah,
get
check-in
there
starts around 1:45.
Yeah, so
Yep.
get there.
Big
We
long
don't
line of
want to
people.
leave without you.
Nope. I mean, I don't, but I will.
But we will.
I will.
We got to.
I'll tell them. They'll go, hey. So I feel like one year we did wait, like maybe early on.
I think I got the time wrong, or somebody that was waiting.
You and Grandma, right?
Yeah.
Weren't you guys late?
We were late or something. I got the
Oh,
time
We
wrong.
can't.
Yeah. And then we had to go down the river instead of going out on the lake.
There
I felt
you
bad
go.
about that.
One year, Bill screwed us all up.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to wait for him. We're not going to wait for you.
Well,
We don't know who you are. We know who Bill is.
I think I'm the only one that's been on all of the iterations of this.
Oh, yeah? I wasn't on one year?
Because you missed 1 year. Mary obviously
I've
wasn't
only
on all
been
of
on
them.
I think this is only going to be my second
Yeah.
or third.
Poundcake, I think, wasn't on the show the first couple of years that we did it. Because we started it in 2013.
This will be your first sober cruise, Mary.
No, I was sober 2019.
Oh, you were?
Mhm.
Well, congratulations. You've been sober a while now.
4 years, baby.
Wow. As of
Is
when?
that
This
enough?
past March?
March 3rd. No, that's not enough.
Okay, I don't know.
Did you get it out of your system now?
No, like you're over it or
Yeah.
Nope.
Mary, we get back to the dock at 5 o'clock. Mary's like, where are we going next?
I got kids party.
I had too much light finger food. I need something to wash this out.
I relapsed on shrimp.
Relapse on shrimp. Yep. So, yeah. It's with Bud Light and MMS tomorrow. And then you won't have to hear us talk about it anymore. And that'll be a bummer, too. But we'll have the memories. Did you see these two news anchors get engaged on camera? No. Oh, God. Don't.
Oh.
Don't.
No.
This is Chattanooga, Tennessee. Local 3 News. See, the guy They used to work together at another television station in Montana or something. And when she got the gig in Chattanooga, he went with her and worked at the FedEx until they hired him at the television station as a reporter. And the two of them got engaged on camera. And it's Cornelia Nicholson and her now fiance, Riley Nagel. I'll tell you what, that is a flex when you're both in the business and one of you gets a gig and you go with them and don't have a gig. Because you're like, boy, you better be into this person. Because you're trying to work on your own career, right? Chattanooga is one of those markets where, like, you're on your way up or you're from there and you've been there for 30 years. What they did was they tried to trick her. They put it in the teleprompter. So she thought she was just setting up another story, and then and she figures out what's going on.
Coming up right now, we have the story of two young journalists who just so happen to find love in the same industry. Local 3's Riley Nagel joins us in the studio with a special report.
This is how he broke up with her.
That is right, Cornelia. I do have a very special report for people at home who maybe don't know. Cornelia and I met in news back in Montana.
And he sounds terrified because you're going to be terrified. See, I know how stupid this is because I proposed to my first wife on the air because we were both on the air at the same station. Now, it wasn't on camera, but it's so dumb.
Yeah, I agree.
I thought it was cool at the time. I mean,
news station almost 4 years ago. And when I first met you, I was very drawn to you.
he's got roses.
And
he's,
you have such an amazing personality, and you're so bright, and you always light up the room when you come in and make everyone laugh.
She farts
you're
a lot?
Incredibly talented, especially in news. I think anyone who watches you knows that. And you're one of the reasons.
the piano music underneath.
Yeah,
It's a
right.
lot. It's a lot
Pretty
going
much
on.
the
Yeah.
main reason I'm still in news today, and you're always pushing me to be better. And
You're always telling me I
news
suck.
and other aspects of my life. And I thought it'd be fitting to ask you this question here, since we met in news. Cornelia
This guy needs an
Nicholson.
editor.
Aw, is she crying?
I'm gonna cry.
Oh, there.
Would you marry me?
I mean,
Are you okay?
good for these two because this guy is not a good-looking type.
I gotta put it on? Okay. I'm kind of shaking.
He's like, I got to put it on? Yeah, put it on. You got me the ring.
That's a big ring.
Probably didn't want to embarrass her. Her finger might be too fat.
Cody,
What? She might. That's a.
let them be in love. That's a giant ring. Though.
He just means that she's a lady of sizable carriage, right? Is that what you meant? She got like a Lizzo vibe going on, right?
Not even that. I mean, he could just be mistaking the wrong size.
I like how he goes, you're pretty much the main reason I'm still in news today. And she's like, yeah, you son of a bitch, because I got you a job here. How do you like
Mr.
that?
FedEx.
Yeah, you were working at FedEx.
Loser.
Hanging on me. Yeah, well, there you go. Congrats to them. Hey, Jerry.
Yes.
Hi, Jerry.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
I really wish I could go with you guys tomorrow, but
Well, you can't.
Ireland's calling me.
What's
I'm
calling you?
sorry.
Maryland is calling you?
Ireland.
Oh,
Dublin,
Ireland.
Ireland. I'm leaving Sunday morning.
Yeah.
I
Dublin.
know. Good for me.
Dublin's awesome,
I know. I know because I was going
triples
to
is
try and get
best.
tickets, but I thought I don't want to be hungover getting on a plane on Sunday morning. So, yeah. So, guys, have fun without me. Have a few.
man. Okay. Have fun in Dublin.
I will. I'm going to go to Dublin, Cork, and Killarney with my son.
Beautiful.
So we're going to have a great time.
Oh, have
I
fun.
know. All right, thanks. Do you have
Okay.
any suggestions since you've been there?
Go to that Subway.
Yeah, by
to
St.
Subway.
There's a Subway by St. Stephen's Green. They make the best goat footlongs you've ever had in your life. I'm pretty
I
sure.
can't wait.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the BMT is made with alpaca. But okay, well, have fun. Do we know Jerry? She acted like we were. Oh, I'm really sorry I can't be there. And
She was fishing for some tickets.
no, she
going
didn't
to
want to be. She's
Dublin.
going to Dublin. She wanted to be hungover.
People would do both.
She just said I didn't want to be hungover Sunday morning when we fly to Dublin.
I mean, unless you're gonna offer me some tickets, then I'll risk it.
No, she could have asked. She didn't. She's going to Dublin with her son. Dublin's awesome.
Never been overseas.
It's the land of my people, County Cork. You've never been. Yeah, okay.
I haven't
well,
either.
Yeah.
And the fact that my friend did a 30-day like backpacking trip is like, wow. That
30 days?
Yeah, he was gone for a month.
He went all across the UK?
He was in London. Let me try to remember correctly. He was in London. He went to Florence, Rome.
Take a train. Like a human backpacking.
Yeah, he went to France, I think. And then he ran into, I think he was in Italy when he ran into the guys from The Hangover.
How do you backpack for a month? How do you pay for that?
You stay in like hostels and stuff.
Well, no, yeah, but
he did stay in a hostel. Yeah, he stayed in multiple hostels. But yeah, he went all over Europe.
They need to come up with another name for those. They just don't sound inviting.
Hostels? Well, the movie kind of ruined it.
Yeah.
The Native Americans. Everybody getting. Oh, you mean the
No,
slide?
the movie
I was thinking.
hostel,
I was
yeah.
thinking of the Christian Bale movie. I want to give you this trip here. So good luck. That's all I'll say. It's our iHeartRadio Music Festival now in its year out at the T-Mobile Arena. So have fun, and I hope you win.
Now, your chance at a trip to our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival. Text the nationwide keyword Vegas to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's Vegas to 200-200.
What is this?
I like the old version of this song. Like a hobo, I was born. In the early days of Whitesnake, basically when Whitesnake blew up, it's because they just re-recorded a lot of their old songs. This is the original Here I Go Again. But I saw Bernie Marsden died. You kids are not going to know Bernie Marsden, but he was one of the founding members of Whitesnake with David Coverdale. We've had David Coverdale on this show.
He's delightful.
A very, very nice gentleman a couple of times over the years. And
charming.
Bernie Marsden was the founding guitarist of Whitesnake. He was on like their first probably 6 or 7 albums.
That's lucky they found that guitar.
It is lucky that they found that guitar because he was playing it.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's an important part of a band.
Yeah, I think so. Otherwise, it would have just been a rhythm section and David Coverdale singing over that. But yeah, Bernie Marsden was, kind of an underrated guy, but he was a big deal in those early days of Whitesnake, which was Whitesnake was essentially kind of like a Deep Purple spin-off band. I mean, David Coverdale had been singing for Deep Purple for a bit. First couple Whitesnake records, I think, were like a couple other guys in Deep Purple, but Bernie Marsden was like a big deal. Now, he is not a guy who took care of himself in the same way as some of his contemporaries did. David Coverdale still looks like a rock star. He still looks like David Coverdale. Bernie Marsden did not. He got fat and old and the whole bit. So he did not take care of himself. And so he died at home last night with his family around him. But those really old Whitesnake, if you hear the original versions of those songs that everyone knows, they're very different. But Bernie Marsden played on all of them.
That's weird, hearing that original version.
I just like a hobo. I was born to walk.
I couldn't tell what he was saying.
Yeah. Like a hobo.
Yeah, hobo.
But I'm always happy for someone to work the word hobo into anything.
Yeah, hobo. A real live hobo. Here, let me get you another old one that you might recognize if you're into Whitesnake. Because they did. They basically took a lot of those early songs and just re-recorded them. Hold on. Oh, come on. This is stupid now, because who cares? Anybody remember Crying in the Rain?
Nope.
Now, you guys are too young for this. You weren't listening to Whitesnake like I was.
No.
In the 80s, there were 2 albums that everyone had. It didn't matter what kind of music you listened to. 2 albums everyone had. You had Upstairs at Eric's by Yaz, and you had Whitesnake. You had that
I've never even heard of that.
I don't even know what Yaz is.
Yazoo?
Yaz is a birth control, actually.
Well, that album was the exact opposite of Birth Control, Mary, because holy cow.
I thought everybody had Thriller.
I didn't have Thriller.
Or one of the Prince ones.
And everybody else, Whitesnake record, because it was such a massive, massive record. 86, 87, something like that. But yeah, those early Bernie Marsden, David Coverdale songs were a big, big deal. So
Is
Bernie
Bernie
Marsden
related to James Marsden?
I don't think so, no.
He's cute.
Bernie Marsden is British. James Marsden is not. I bet Drunk Sue remembers the old Whitesnake stuff.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, I had dinner with the band. I went in San Diego.
You had dinner with Whitesnake. Like, what iteration? Was this like when they were like at the very, very top in the late 80s or when?
No, wait a minute. Maybe it's Great White. Whatever it was.
Probably Great White.
At their funeral.
Yeah. No, man. Dude, I won it off the radio, man.
Uh-huh. All right, I believe
Yeah,
you.
I got backstage passes, the whole 9 fucking yards.
Whoa.
I mean,
All
yards.
right, thank you, Sue.
4-letter word locos.
Oh, this is just such great 80s
I don't
Slide
like
what
this
in?
at all.
penis rock.
Penis
It,
rock.
Bill. It. Ah, it's so good.
I didn't see this
it's the
till now,
best.
but on Twitter, going back to the Independent Field. Ah, yeah, that old John Fogerty classic, Independent Field.
Independent Field. Well,
Look
Poundcake
at
doesn't know
me.
who John Fogerty is.
I can
so.
be Independent Field.
Indy Field. Yeah.
Love that.
Independent Field. I like it.
Line drive, Peter. Line drive, Peter.
As an actual position.
Mhm.
He goes, that's a position, right? Yeah.
Well, no, because we said there's one in between second and third base. That's who we said line drive Peter was.
Mm-hmm. Between second and third base. Well, again, you know, there have been a lot of weird ideas that have borne fruit, if you will. And maybe Poundcakes will do that. Maybe he'll come up with something, and somebody of weight, as they say in the military, will be listening and say, that's a really good idea. Sure! See, these are the songs that probably 20 years ago would have only been on MMS, but now they're on The Lake, Magic. Everybody plays Whitesnake now. Of course, the great Reb Beach from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, their longtime guitarist, too. All right, I got to take a break here. If you want to send a text for something, 35192. You can watch live if you like at AlanCoxShow.com. The Bill Squire Friday Get Down.